So Chris, Whitby Town exiting the North Rhine Senior Cup and penalties against York City. Just your reaction to the game?
Disappointment, obviously, to go out to penalties. It becomes a little bit of a lottery, doesn't it? Like you say, we've done really well to get ourselves back in the tie, with a late equaliser. After a 45 minutes, the first 45 minutes that needed improvements, but we knew that a headwinds created some momentum for York. So the second 45, we felt confident we would get momentum. We need to make some improvements. I think we did that. The introduction of Blackett made a big difference to the game. And like you say, we managed to get the equaliser late in the game to take it into penalties. When you look at the penalties, that they seem to have a little bit more quality with the penalties than what we did, which is disappointing, because like you say, I think when it gets to that stage of the game, it does become a bit of a lottery.
So what do you think was the main issue in the first half? Because we had quite a bit of the ball. York not exactly creating too many chances, but then of course going into the break 2-0 up. So where do you think it went wrong in that first period?
Again, I think for anyone that knows playing football at Whitby, when it blows from top to bottom, it does create a momentum, and it's difficult to, attacking against the wind. It's difficult to put the ball down the sides and get centre forwards running beyond, because things tend to hold up. And obviously defending, it seems to create a momentum for, the attacking side with the wind. So that's challenging in itself. I don't think, like you say, we got forward enough in numbers. I don't think we got round the ball as well as we should have done in advanced areas. So again, we knew we had to make improvements, and with that change of half and the improvements that we made, I thought we, like you say, we made a good fist of it second 45.
And in that second half, of course, you made a few personnel changes and also a few tactical changes with Kieran Wellergy, for example, ended up up front in the end, and it certainly made an impact to the game as well.
He does all the time, and maybe if we had 11 Keezers, we'd have that type of impact all over the park. Keezer's a valuable player for us, and I think sometimes when you take him out of that right hand side of the three, then we're not as strong as maybe as we would be with him. Put him up top, and you see his energy, his endeavour, his determination, and that was very, very evident, and it seemed to create opportunities for us to play off him and get round him and create that forward momentum.
And of course, at the start of the game, you named a few changes to the side and a chance for some players to come back into the game, such as Greg Rutherford, who got a decent run out this evening. You must be pleased well to have him back in action.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the objective this evening was to win the game. That was first and foremost. But a close second was trying to ensure that we got people like Greg and Dale and Cal Patton, minutes that are really crucial going into what is a busy, last couple of months, a few months of the season. Saturday, Tuesday, for a number of weeks now. So we're going to need to, use all the resources of the squad. Like I say, making sure that people are match ready is equally as important.
You also welcome back Dale Hobson from the start as well. You must be pleased to see him have such an impact as well in that first goal, and also getting another good run out as well.
Yeah, like you say, Dale's got 65 minutes. He started a game of football. He certainly wasn't doing that previously. Like you say, he's had a lengthy layoff. So like you say, hopefully Dale can keep pushing on and like you say, reinforce his fitness and give us a selection headache going forward.
So looking forward now, it's of course a home game against Atherton on Saturday in the league, and that's now the only objective for Whitby this season, now to try and finish as high as possible in that league. Yeah,
sadly, I mean, the FA Cup brought some great occasions. We had a good run in that. The North Riding cut short really. So like you say, we'll put all the focus into the league. We'll try and finish as high as we can and see where that takes us.
And just looking at Saturday, we saw Paul Blackett go off temporarily towards late on in the game. Is there any concern with that one, or has he managed to run that one off?
In this moment, I don't believe there is a concern. It looks like he's got a stud mark in his kneecap, which is true, a bit of blood. It's an impact injury, so in theory he shouldn't have any problems for Saturday.
And then of course there's a different type of game as well against Atherton. Of course the last two games up against promotion chasing sides, Atherton down the other end of the table, but it's one of those where you've got to be really cautious, haven't you?
if we think that we've got an easy game on Saturday, we're sadly mistaken. Fighting for their lives, we're in this position that's arguably mid-table, that can push forward or equally go down over. So we've got to make sure that we, like you say, we don't underestimate our opponents and we get a performance that allows us to get something from the game.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.